Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Sunday Service Podcast. I am your host, Sister Stephanie.
I'm your host, Sister Sally.
Today is December 12th. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh,
I actually didn't even say that since I've been here.
Tomorrow's your birthday.
Tomorrow's a big day. No, it's just going to be like a
regular.
regular
What are you doing
day.
again?
My sisters are coming into town, so I'm picking them up in the morning. I have like dinner reservations at night, but nothing crazy.
Just You're going to Joe's Stone Crab?
Tonight.
Mm-hmm. Joe's Stone Crab.
Yeah, I know. I like wish that it was now, but it's fine. It's just something to look forward to. But yeah, I'm turning 29. 25.
25.
Yeah, that's what I've been walking around saying because I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's giving grown.
Yeah.
Right?
I will tell you, when I turned 30, like there was like some shift in my whole...
Do you feel like you actually felt different? Like, you know how people, like, whenever it's your birthday, they're like, do you feel any different?
No, absolutely.
Like,
when I turned 30.
Yeah.
Not any other birthday as much as 30, though. It was like, and I wouldn't say the day, it was just like that year. Like I felt like a major like shift in my life.
Yeah, it's a new
where like
decade.
I just like looked at things differently all of a sudden. Like I was like calmer. I was like less like anxious and like more just like okay with everything, I guess.
More
That's
like yourself? Like,
yeah.
More okay with yourself?
Yeah, it was like really, like conflict didn't even really bother me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't like.
It was giving grown.
Yeah, it like shifted, I swear. It was like a light switch. Like,
yeah, I could see that.
Okay, now you're an adult and now you like think like one too.
Yeah.
You know?
We can't be out here acting crazy like we're fucking 20 years old anymore.
No.
It's so crazy because the difference from 20 to 30 really is different. Like you think that you have it all figured out in your early 20s. Like I remember even thinking at like 20 that I was like, I know shit. Like I got this, you know? I know what the fuck is up with life. No, sis.
No.
You like, it's just, I think every year you feel the same way when you look back. You're like, wow, like you just gain so much more knowledge as you grow in life. But there's a big difference from 20-year-old me to almost 30-year-old
It's like
me.
something that happens with your brain with develop, like how it develops in that time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and just life experience.
Yeah, too.
Yeah. Thank God for that. Me and Sally were just talking before this podcast. I feel like we always talk about this, and this is something that we've been wanting to talk about on the podcast a little bit more, but it's funny because we talk about it all the time in our daily lives, but then when we go to film, we're like thinking of topics, and we haven't covered this one yet.
We think about it, but we wanted to get somebody on here too that's a little more professional.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the idea of introducing this topic and then having someone assess it like from a professional standpoint.
And a spiritual one too.
Yeah, 100%. But we're talking about this today because we're all girls here, and you know, like these are the conversations that we have with our friends when we're like, I was telling Sally when I was on my friend's boat the other day, it was big, not even a big group of girls. It was, I think, 6 or 7 of us. And like, we all ended up on the top of the boat just talking about like our cycles and our hormones and our relationships and how like the two like go hand in hand or don't. And I'm just like, I always end up in this conversation when I'm with my girlfriends. So we just gotta talk about it right now.
Yeah, just the period, the PMS,
the cycle,
of your thoughts, the way you feel, like how it changes throughout the month, like
insane.
The day, like it literally changes by the day.
Well, we were talking about this when we were talking about this the other day. We were, we were talking about how we literally get, I want to say it's like 4 days out of our whole cycle, which is what, 28 days or like a month long cycle, that we feel normal.
Yeah.
3 to 4 days or something is like when we're like,
I think it's, and I guess some people it's worse than others too.
for sure.
Like your PMS cycle is longer than other people's. Like mine legit lasts like 12 days. Like I swear. Like I'll start PMSing and I won't get my period for another 12 days.
I think chemically everyone is on the same, like our bodies are, it's like just a clock. Like we're just.
Because like when I've read about it and I, you know, obviously I want more professional opinion, but it's like you can PMS from anywhere from like 12 or 5. It's like 5 days before to 12 days before.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a huge range of like how long you could.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so basically if you take that 12 days, then the 4 days you're on the period, then you really have like no time to feel normal like
Right.
throughout the month, and then it all starts again.
Well, women, like what we're actually supposed to do like during that time of like PMSing and having our period is literally just rest. And I feel like a lot of us don't do that, or it's like not encouraged to just rest these days. Like everyone's like, so go to work, go to school, do all these things. But like I remember when I would get like really crazy periods when I was in high school, like I couldn't go to school. Like I was bleeding all over the fucking chairs and all over my clothes. Like how are people, especially like back in the day, imagine like when fucking tampons and pads didn't exist, like you had to fucking stay your ass home and lay down on like a fucking towel or something until that shit was over, you know, let alone when you have the cramps before, the cramps after. Like you're supposed to just rest. And a lot of us are like, we feel like we can't rest, you know, and even when we have our period, we don't give ourselves the grace to rest. But like, I mean, I do, but I know a lot of people that are just like, you know, gotta get it done, or you have to go to work, you have somewhere to be, and you gotta like keep it together. It's like, girl, just rest. You know?
For sure. No, I need to more, but I try to now. Like I feel like I just recently like started like staying home and like just resting when I'm like getting my period. Like it's up for like a couple days at least, you know? Like
you have to.
Yeah.
Have to. I can't imagine never stop. I mean, it depends. Some people, everyone's cycle is different. Everyone's period is different. Like if you're on birth control, if you're not on birth control, I'm someone who's been on birth control for a really long time and my cycle is messed up. I really don't know how to track it. But if you're like not on the pill and you have like a pretty consistent cycle, like you should track it. I think everyone I have talked to has said use the Flow app. So you should use it.
I know I should use it. I do track it myself, like on my calendar, but like, I've been off of birth control for like a few years now.
Lucky.
So like,
did your body kind of like trip out when you got off?
Yeah, it was like, it took a year to get normal.
Yeah.
Like a full year.
So fucked up.
Like I was like all over the place with my periods and stuff. Like they were this day, 1 month, and you know, the complete opposite. Like it was back to back. Like it was really weird.
Yeah, because your body doesn't know what's normal.
Yeah. Well, birth control literally tricks your body into thinking you're pregnant.
Right.
So like,
of course it's gonna be out of
yeah,
whack.
it's like, wait, what is happening right now?
I mean, think of women like postpartum, like your bodies go through.
Yeah.
It's hard being a fucking woman.
Yeah, it's literally so difficult. I'm like,
it really is. Well, we were talking about how it affects our relationships too, you know? And I think when you're just with like a man or your partner in general, like you start to learn their cycle, you know? And that shit is so real. Like my man knows when I'm acting a certain way that like I'm either getting my period or I'm on my period.
Yeah.
And he knows. Like when we first started dating, we would like battle each other more, and like I think he didn't know me and like my body as well as he does now. So we used to like butt heads a lot more and fight a lot more. And like now that he like understands it, he's a lot more understanding, because you have to be compassionate to women when they're going through it. Like we're experiencing body dysmorphia, we're experiencing hormone dumps and serotonin dumps, and I'm crying all the time and I have cramps and I want to lay down. Like I'm very emotional. Like you have to be with someone who kind of like learns to understand that, because it's such a science and it's such a cycle that once you get that down, like life is a lot easier. But I know that, you know, that's something that comes in between a lot of relationships, because it's like sometimes we're not acting like ourselves, you know, and it's really not. It's just our hormones tripping out, you know?
Me and Aiden fight all the time when I'm PMSing.
Yeah, it's so normal.
Like, and I feel like just recently he maybe started to get it a little more.
It takes time.
But like, yeah, it's like.
Yeah, you're like a hormone monster. Johnny knows when my hormone monster is coming out. And I'm like literally like a different person. I feel like a fucking, I'm like a gremlin. Like there's something wrong with me, you know? Like I'm just like a bitchy, and I'm like really emotional, and I'm more emotional towards him, you know, like certain things that he says or does or doesn't do like will bother me more, you know?
Oh my God, literally, I'll literally be like, I feel like a whale. I feel huge. I feel like I'm gaining weight. and then I'll like talk about it, and then he'll say the wrong thing, but like it's not like intentionally to like, you know, whatever. And then I'll like be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Or start a war for no reason. or
yeah,
something.
literally,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not saying the right thing.
When
like,
I'm even like talking to myself that way, like when the body dysmorphia monster comes out and I'm like in the mirror and I'm like, I feel fucking disgusting. I'm like a fucking whale. Like I'm huge. I feel fucking nasty. And I'm just complaining and bitching the whole time. Johnny knows. He's like, it's just your period. And I'm like, you're right. It actually helps to have someone in your corner being like, it's not you, it's your thoughts and your body and like your hormones. Like, you know, you're fine, because it's so crazy that when we're having those moments, the second our body like comes back to normal and we snap out of it, you're like, I'm gorgeous. I'm not out of shape. Like, I actually like myself, you know?
No.
That's how you know it's like not you, but it is you, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to like learn to shut that down, and having like a partner who like actually gets it really helps.
Well, yeah, like that's the struggle. You got to like really work at it to explain and communicate that
if you're having
I'm PMSing, please just be like
a little bit more,
patient.
a little bit more understanding.
You have to like say it, like it's because like men need it to be spelled out for them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're experiencing that in your relationship where it's like becoming an issue, or like you guys are fighting for no reason, like it's understand that it probably has a lot to do with your cycle, and men are just men, or even if whoever you're dating, you know, like everyone's on their own bodily time, but you have to learn to understand each other for everything that you are. So that means your hormone monster or your beautiful angel that you fell in love with, you know, like you have to understand the good and the bad. And then once you kind of like understand each other's cycles a little bit more, like becomes a lot easier, and you won't be like fighting or butting heads about unnecessary shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because the only time we really do is when I'm a hormone monster. He's, you know, Krabby Patty for no reason. But like most of the time, it's just because it's a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster. I literally like, I think I'm so in tune with it now with myself because I'm not on birth control. Like, I'm so able to like know what's happening in the moment it's happening. I literally will like feel the day my period's coming. I'm like, yep, it's coming today.
That's why tracking it is
yeah,
really smart, so you can really understand your body a little bit more and like do the things necessary for that time of month that you're in. Like, you know, if you're on your period, rest.
I feel like when I was on birth control, though, I will say it was like, it was easier to like not feel shitty all the time. Like, but then again, the birth control kind of made me crazy. I feel like it fucked with my...
It affects people in different ways, you know? Like, for me, it like leveled me out. It got rid of my unbelievable cramps and unbelievable periods,
that
you know?
for sure.
But I know other people that have taken it and it made them crazy, or it made them break out, or it made them gain weight, you know? Like, our bodies are so different and they're so complex. Like, there's no way to really know how it's going to affect you, or how it's going to affect you when you get off. Like, that's something I'm like thinking about a lot and preparing my body for. And it's something that you have to like really understand, because this is not games, you know? Like, this is our body. And I feel like that's something that's definitely come with age for me, is like understanding my body more. And, you know, tapping into like my womanhood. Like, I know that there's a lot of powerful shit that goes on in our bodies, and we're so affected by like everything as women. And like, we can create life inside of us. Like, you have to understand that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
I understood myself emotionally so much more once I started to like appreciate the fact that like I am like a woman, and like I was gifted like with this type of body from God that I can produce another human.
It's
like,
magic.
It's crazy.
It's
so
magic.
like, I give myself like more grace when I'm going through these like ups and downs of my cycle.
Because it's so hard to be a woman. Like, our bodies do crazy shit. If we can create life, like...
I remember too when I was younger, like not like young, but like when I was working a shit ton, like probably from the point I was like 19 to like maybe a few years ago, I would like just be like, oh, whatever, it's just a period, like no excuse, you know, like, And then once I kind of tapped into more of my feminine energy, my feminine side, I started to like
understand
and understand it and embrace it instead, and like realize that that's like a power in itself. You don't have to be like this like alpha female all the time, you know? That is like, oh no, period. I don't care. Like I don't.
Yeah, I think it's like a younger mindset thing too, because like you don't really understand. You just think, oh, I bleed every single month or whatever. You don't realize like what is going on in your body and like the like how crazy it actually is, you know, like, and how natural it is and how powerful it is. Like it's something that I think as I've gotten older, I've understood more in the same way too.
I think too, probably because when we were younger, it wasn't normal to talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I just talked about it a ton with my friends when I was younger. Like when I first started getting it and stuff, like I was almost embarrassed of it.
Yeah, I think,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
you know, and like,
I remember I was like the first one out of my friends to get it, and I like
Yeah.
hid it for so long, and I was just hoping that like I got a cut or something, and that's why it happened, and it wasn't like I got my period like before everyone else. And
I got on birth control at such a young age because of that, because I was like embarrassed
young
of it.
too.
Like I like didn't like it. It was like horrible, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think there's more information out there now for people. I wish this is something, I feel like almost all the topics that we talk about, and then like just the topics of like all the important shit going on right now, like we can all say that we wish these were things that were taught in schools, like about our womanhood and our periods and our bodies. Like that should have been a fucking class. Doing your taxes should have been a fucking class.
Yeah.
Everything, you know, like a healthy eating and stuff. Like the fact that we weren't taught any of this and we had to like find our own way is crazy. Like I hope that younger generations now can feel a little bit more comfortable and understand these things more than we did when we were kids, because
Yeah.
we could have saved ourselves from a lot of shit. Like I would have never went on birth control at a young age if I knew what the fuck I know now.
Oh my gosh, same. And I
like no way.
and I would have been taking probiotics and stuff
Right.
from a young age, like learning about your pH balance and how to like make like doing stuff that's bad for your,
Right.
you know, insides, like just because I don't know, like it just
It's insanity.
like I remember that was the whole thing too, like you just like learning how to like become like a healthy, you know,
A lot of people
have a
still like
healthy,
need to learn that. Yeah.
like
to have,
inside,
right.
you know, like
Yeah.
it's like it's from within,
Right. If you take care of like what you're putting inside of your body, you are what you eat. You are what you consume, like in every way,
Yeah.
you know? But like if people understood that more and we were taught that, I think that it would save a lot of people from a lot of headaches, a lot of illnesses, a lot of STDs, a lot of fucking bad shit,
definitely.
you know?
Well, that's what I feel like there's probably so many females that struggle with like pH stuff, like,
Oh, yeah.
and it's really as simple as like taking care of like what you're putting in your body and, you know, probiotics. And we, you know, have talked about this before too. And like, it's just like kind of the things you're ingesting and being mindful of what is good for that.
Right.
You know, and ingesting it. That's really all it takes. And then, but nobody teaches you that, you know, like
yeah,
nobody.
you have to like be wanting to find out information and going out of your way to read things and watch things that like promote that. Like we weren't taught this in school.
No. And that's why, like, I even probably only for the last couple of years have I been doing the right things.
Consciously aware of
I
like,
drink kombucha like every day to like just like a little teeny thing that's just a natural probiotic. And then I also take one
Probiotics.
too. So it's like
probiotics are like the one supplement that I actually feel a difference when I'm taking them versus when I'm
Same.
not.
yeah.
Everything else, it's kind of just like over time and depends on how consistent you are. But probiotics, I definitely feel a difference in like every way, like especially like with my pH levels and all of that kind of stuff. Like I just feel like you're good if you're at least taking your probiotics, like a probiotic and like a multi, like do
I
that.
definitely notice a difference for sure. Like, and like I notice it if I am not consistent too. Like if I forget a couple days, like I'm like, I feel different and I like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, if I'm doing that, I feel on top of it and I feel good about all of that, you know? and it's very simple.
Yeah, it's
you
so
know?
beneficial to like be, and I think this just goes back to like self-care in general, like prioritizing your own self-care and being consistent with things that are aligned with taking care of yourself and like taking time to do that, whether it's taking your supplements or tracking your period or reading, finding out new information about things that you can do to like stay healthy, going to the gym, like taking care of yourself, like all of those things, like that comes first, because we can't function and be our best selves if we're not taking care of
Yeah.
our insides and our minds and our bodies and stuff. So that's like number one rule. I think that that's something I can say. It took for me to be in like my late 20s to really like prioritize this. So here's your sign to get more on top of that stuff, because it's really so important. Like there's nothing more important, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm currently working with a functional telemedicine company that they have been providing me with a protocol specific for me and my needs and my hormones and my cortisol levels to balance me out and get me ready to come off birth control. And I highly recommend like even prioritizing your health in that way and spending money and investing in your health to like take care and be on top of stuff like that, because that comes first, you know?
Yeah.
If you're not healthy, you can't, you know, a healthy person wants a million things, but a person who's sick wants one thing. They just want to be healthy.
Yeah.
So take advantage of being healthy, you know, put your health first and prioritize that, and, you know, get on top of your body and your schedule and things that you could do to feel good about yourself. Like it's good to know these things. It's good to spend money on,
Yeah.
you know, your body and going to the doctor and staying on top of stuff.
Yeah, like the gynecologist once a year at least. And like, you know, like we said, taking time off during the times that you need it, like, and like taking care of, like, just laying down,
understanding your body, and give yourself
relaxing.
grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a woman, like my body's going through it. This isn't something to take lightly. Like nurture that side to you, and I guarantee you will see, you will feel better. I feel like periods got a lot less, they're a lot better when you understand them, you know? And then it's even better when like the person that you share your life with and give your body to understands it too, you know? It's like you're both on the same page.
Yeah, I think also I want to doing things like my biggest problem during my period is like I feel like so like huge, like I like feel
Like that's everyone.
like a whale, and
It's fucked
so
up.
my mind wants to go to the gym, but my body doesn't.
Right.
And so I'm confused, and it's making me anxious, and like
You're probably putting pressure on yourself
and then
to
I
like
feel
get
guilty,
that done. Right.
and
That's such a toxic cycle.
it's just it is.
Yeah.
And there is, I know, an app too that tells you in what days of your cycle what type of workouts you're supposed to do.
Right,
So
low
like some stuff is
impact,
just like yoga or stretching.
Right. Yeah.
Or like don't work out today.
Yeah.
You know?
Rest.
And I just need to be more, so I should download that app too, because
Yeah, that's honestly, I feel like that's our point today, is to encourage you guys to like understand your cycle and your body, because you can just function a lot better when you're compassionate with yourself and knowing what your body is going through, because those things are separate. Like our body is going through its own thing, and then our minds are always going through a million things, you know?
Yeah. Like
So-
tomorrow I reserved the whole day to spend time with my best friend Ashley and organize the shit out of my house, my new house that we just moved into, so that it's like finally put together. And I was like, I'm not taking any clients. I'm PMSing right now.
PMSing, right. You just had
So
a crazy week.
It'll help clear my head of like doing things like that and prioritizing your mental health too during these times. Like I have to get this place in order for my sanity.
Right.
And I'm going crazy on my cycle right now. I'm PMSing for sure.
I can imagine how you feel.
And
right
I
now.
literally am looking at everything, and I actually like feel like crying.
I always say to myself, like, the state of our apartment or my room is a direct reflection of like what's going on in my fucking head right now. So if my room is a disaster, up here is a disaster
Same.
too, you know? And it's not because of the other. It's just like, if that's a mess, like I can't like be calm and organized in my thoughts if my house is chaos right now. So you will feel a lot better knowing the week that you just had. You definitely need to like take it easy, have a chill day tomorrow, get things done, get things organized, spend time with your best friend,
Yes.
debrief, relax, stretch, do whatever the fuck you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Go work out.
We're gonna do a
and take it easy.
workout, and then we're gonna go to Target to buy any organized or wherever
The container
we decide.
store. She's going to the container store. I'm telling this bitch to
Is there
save
a
money.
container store here?
It's 22 minutes away.
All right, we're going to the container store, and we're gonna get organizing stuff, and we're gonna come back here, and we're just gonna organize the shit out of everything and get it together, because then it's gonna help me think clearer, and then I can have a day of work, and then I made sure that this coming weekend I don't really have a lot going on, so that I can rest finally, and just be in my nice new house.
Yeah, because you won't turn into your hormone monster if you're giving your body grace and understanding of what you're going through, because you're like, I have to be nice to her.
We have like people coming to mount the TVs. Like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And my bar stool should be here by like tomorrow.
It's
I'm
great
gonna
time.
like light a candle, make some soup,
Soup.
and watch MasterChef all day long on Friday.
Sounds
That's
like
my
a
goal.
dream. Sounds like a dream.
Hopefully we get those TVs mounted before Friday.
Hopefully. I feel like we could like talk about this topic forever, and I think
should get somebody on here.
we will. Let's see if we can get someone from Elite Living to
That would be
do this with us,
amazing.
because they really understand our bodies and like our hormones, and I've learned so much just working with them and like understanding my body more, and that's something that like I will tell anyone to invest in, because it's so worth understanding what the fuck is going on and like taking care of it and doing things to like just promote a better you. So I would love to chat more about this topic with someone who's a professional, just because we're two girls sitting on the couch.
And we like want to know more too. Like,
of course.
I'm ready to, I like love learning about my body. Like, I just think it's like so interesting and beautiful, like when you understand it.
Well, I'm always saying this now, like it is hard to be a fucking woman. It's hard to be a girl, but like I love being a woman. I love being a girl. I love learning about this stuff. I love understanding me and my superpowers and everything that we are capable of creating and doing. And I want everyone to feel that way.
It makes you feel more like intelligent, like and very like wise the more you learn about it.
We are everything.
Yeah.
We give life. And that shit is powerful. That's why we're sisters.
Yes.
And females need to come together more and talk about this stuff.
Make it normal, normalize it.
Let's chat.
Ask questions.
Yeah. Also, let us know what you guys want us to cover as far as this topic goes, because I feel like it's a never-ending thing and we're still learning about it, and it just helps to create a safe space to talk about these things and just get more comfortable doing it.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll do that in the next episode. If not, hopefully we have someone join us and spread some awareness and information that would be beneficial to us all. And we'll try to get that going for you guys ASAP.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you for joining us. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.